Here we are at the Devil's Footprint. Behind me is the meeting house, I believe. And to my left here, your right, is the cemetery with the infamous rock containing the Devil's Footprint imprinted on it. Anyway, this house was built in, or this meeting house was built in 1793. It's very old. You can see the stones that were cut and placed to be the foundation of the building. We're going to move over here. We're going to go look at the Devil's Footprint. This cemetery contains some very old graves, but it also contains some fairly new and recent graves. It's still used. This is the infamous rock that's supposed to contain the Devil's Footprint. This is what I believe to be the focus of all the attention. It's shaped somewhat like a foot, a bit oddly. There's the heel of the foot, the wide front portion, maybe some toes here. You can see some people have been doing some graffiti on this rock. Rumor has it that this rock was sitting in the middle of a road impeding the pathway, I would assume, of this road being built. And the engineer responsible for the road was rumored to have declared, "I would sell my soul to the devil if I could just get this rock out of the way," because they couldn't get it to move. And then the next day he came back and the rock had been moved and it had this imprint in it. So that's the extent of the rumor. There is no more detail around who the man was, what happened to the man afterwards, if his soul actually was sold to the devil or what. So here we are at the entrance to the cemetery beside the meeting house. And you can see this is an original gate made of iron. The weight of the gate is actually pulling the posts over, leaning down. It's actually broken the top of this post over here to the right. It's all cracked and falling apart. If you notice, there's an awful lot of very large stones making up the wall of this cemetery. It's all rock all the way around it. Many very large rocks, including this one on the corner. So it leads you to wonder if the rumor is true, the fable is true of the rock being stuck in the middle of the road, not being able to be moved. Why didn't they have such a problem with these other much larger rocks, getting them out of the middle of the road? In addition to that, we do now have a church. Now, why would a cursed rock such as this, that would have the footprint of the devil on it, be used as the border of a sacred place such as a cemetery and be placed just outside of a place of God, a place of worship? This doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Ooh, that's creepy. I don't think I'll ever come back here again. I'm really scared now. We are now inside the grounds of the cemetery. So we're just kind of wandering around inside the cemetery here. We're in the middle of basically nowhere. Very secluded. A lot of wooded area around us. Kind of creepy looking wooded area. And kind of been separated into two sections, the cemetery with another rock wall. We have done a lot of research on this place. What we find are very common stories, very common threads, almost the exact same text all over the internet to say the same thing about this one place. There are a few separate instances, people claiming to come and have some unusual events occur. Different people claiming to have different experiences. Some people, their experiences being so bad that they claim they will never return to this place. Again, just in our experience, it's hard for us to believe that there would be a cemetery here that would be so cursed and so diabolical that the church next door would still be in service. We are are going to place the digital audio recorder on the master monument here, and once we do that, it'll be recording any kind of EVPs or spirit phenomena that's going on around here. One of the new things we've brought along with us today is our ghost box. It's basically a modified digital AM/FM radio. We have modified the device so it can scan the frequencies without stopping. So we're going to turn it on. Then we're going to make it scan. We're going to set it right next to the other recording device. Right now we are scanning on the FM band. The FM band picks up a lot more signal and a lot more sound, audio. Typically it's picking up music though, which is harder for spirit to communicate with us from. But out here in the middle of nowhere, it's very hard to get an AM station, let alone enough AM stations for them to hear the noises that they would like to hear and accentuate to us. We're going to start asking questions and recording some feedback coming from the ghost box. So, are there any spirits that are here with us today? Did I just say yes?
Okay, I'm Cat M, and I take a lot of the pictures. And we put in fresh batteries this morning, and I've taken only a few pictures. I took probably about 4 pictures right here, and now my battery's dead. I'm going to have to replace my battery in a few minutes, I'm sure, but it was full. You can't really see it, but I don't think so. Okay.
Alright, so we are now heading away from the cemetery. We are pretty much finished up here today. We spent about an hour inside the cemetery taking video, photographs. We tried to use our new ghost box. We're not sure how successful that was yet. We had an EVP recording device running at the same time, and we also introduced a new process of creating white noise in the background while we're doing our EVP recording. So we're going to review all that evidence when we get home and check it out and see how we've done. So just as we get ready to leave, just want to introduce again, this is presumably the Rock of Question with the devil's footprint on it. And I don't know if you can zoom in really close on that, but I'll pull the grass away from it so you can see it really well. It does kind of look like an odd-shaped foot right here. It's kind of understandable, I guess, why some people might feel that this is a bit of a creepy area. The wood line is made up of some eerie looking trees. It's quite dark in there, it's quite dense and thick, so it's hard to see into the woods. The woods go on for quite a ways because we're in the middle of nowhere. Next to the cemetery is the meeting house, built in 1793. It's now a church, and it's a working church. They hold service here every Sunday. Let's see, and they have a nursery and Sunday school here. So it's an active building, and it's an active area. So it just brings us back again to wonder if that rock is so cursed and this area is so haunted, how can such a spiritual building and such a sacred place still be here and still be comfortable operating on a regular basis?